Okay, so this is a Singer Quantum XL1000, and the model number plate says the same thing, so I won't show that to you. This came to us through Buy Nothing. There's some folks in our community a person who volunteers doing sewing, and had a number of machines that were available to her, but they were in various states of disrepair. And much of that was around just clean and lubricate, but some of it had other issues. And from what I understand, in talking to one of the other people who's helping me work on these machines, we're working together. She's not helping me, we're helping each other. This machine, it doesn't need a clean and lube. There's something else wrong with it. It's making a grinding sound that is not promising. So just going to take a look at it. I have not looked at it ever before. I know we're in trouble when the sewing machine I'm looking at has a computer screen, and I need to wait for it to boot up. And here we go. All right, so doesn't sound good. I just lost thread. I'm not sure how this will behave if I run it without thread, but I am going to pull the thread from it. Well, I'd like to say that the issues with the sewing machine had something to do with the computer, or something to do with the dirt in the mechanism, or something to do with all the plastic that's in this machine. But I don't think that's the case. I just kicked this over the bobbin setting. Let's listen to it. That's the noise that the motor is making. And it's not spinning the bobbin now. So, there's a motor, probably a belt, and a gear, but I'm guessing that that's motor bearing. I'll dig into it a little more and see what final diagnosis is. Okay, so I said I'd be back after I dug into this a little deeper, and so I've removed the pulley, idler pulley from the motor, and I've taken the belt off. So now the motor is spinning freely, and this is what it sounds like. This is the end of the shaft of the motor. And it's not supposed to wiggle around. I'll see if I can find another sewing machine motor that you can compare it to, one that's not broken. I'll be back. So this is a motor that was manufactured in May of 1971, and the machine is long since gone, but I ended up with the motor, and notice I'm trying to move this from side to side, and I get nothing. It's because the bearings on this motor are good. So this is what this machine looks like when you take the front skin off. I won't be able to run it like this because the control panel has all kinds of cables and things on it that I had to disconnect to get it to work, or get it off. So I'm just doing this really just to get at the motor. and we'll see, once I get at the motor, if there's any reason at all for doing that. So, yep, I'll be back. Since the main motor is bad in this, and replacements aren't available, rather than send this to the landfill, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the bad motor out of it, and then we're probably going to put it up on Craigslist or someplace where some industrious individual will move the good parts of this back into use through eBay or however they do that. So rather than just recycle the whole machine, we're going to see if someone can reuse all the parts which are still good, because the whole machine worked. It was just screaming noisy because of the bad motor. So that would be that'd be our current plan. See if I can put it back together a little bit, and I'll tune in when I get that as far as it's going to go and kind of close this out. See you later. Well, all the screws are back in and all the panels are back where they're supposed to be. The display is not hooked up, and the controls are not reconnected. I just placed the panel back where it goes. But aside from that, it's all cleaned up and it's ready to move on to whoever it is who might part this thing out. Hopefully we can keep most of the components going to people who need them, and some hard-working soul who wants to go through the trouble of putting this up on eBay can make a little money off it. So there we go. I'm going to call this one done, unfortunately. Manufacturers stopped making parts for this shortly after they stopped manufacturing the machine. Unfortunately, we see that all too often. The chances of being able to repair this and keep it in service were, really killed by the manufacturer's decision not to make and maintain spare parts inventory. So, beyond our control, we'll do what we can. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.